I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brother, brother, don't you know, it don't matter where you go, bad news has a way to seek you out. You can change the page, you can run and hide, but that don't change the folks outside. The world just has a bite, it's pretty stout. Righteousness won't fill your cup, your dues you don't just won't add up. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. Show them just what you're made of, and all your dreams will stand right up. It's all right there, just ready for the taking.
Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And today we are remembering. So it is 9/11, a day that everyone should never forget. And I think that the reason we want to make sure that we do a video on it is to keep remembering that day.
Yeah, we don't want to overlook this day and continue on as normal. We think that it should have its own separate day and a separate video and be able to remember those who lost their lives and the people that are still dealing with the aftermath of it.
Yep, Alan Jackson actually said it best. It was the day the world stopped turning.
Yep.
And we wanted to share this video and talk about where we were in our lives when that moment happened. And we want you all to let us know where you all were when that moment happened. Were you directly impacted by it? We were all impacted, but did you have family that was involved there? What were you doing? Because I can remember all the way to the minute of what I was doing. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Okay.
So I was in 7th grade in middle school, and I was in social studies class. I remember we were working, the teacher was giving like a lecture talking about, I don't remember exactly what it was that we were learning. However, I remember another teacher coming to her door and the panic on both of their faces, we knew something was up. And this teacher, she was very nice, but we never got to watch the TV. The TV never came out. You know, back in the day when you had the roller TV come in with the VCR, you knew it was going to be a good day in class. And I think most all of our classrooms had a TV up in the corner that had cable to it, but never got turned on in this class. So when I saw her turn on the TV, I was like, what is going on right now? She was a little, not angry, but just told us all to be quiet and just work on a worksheet. And so then next thing I know, the TV's on and I'm seeing these two buildings and I see a big fire that's going on. And of course it was the Twin Towers, and it was when the first plane crashed into the first tower. And I knew of the Twin Towers, but I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. You know, I didn't know that it was a terrorist attack. I thought there was just a fire that kind of broke out at a very big building. That's all I knew. And then it kept going on, and then we physically watched the second plane crash into the second tower, and I was like, okay, this is a big deal. This is something that is extremely serious. A lot of tears, a lot of scare. There was actually one of our teachers, she had a daughter, I think, that was in New York at the time, and so everybody was worried for her, didn't know where her daughter was, just scared. Could you imagine being a parent and your kids being in New York, right in downtown where all this is happening, just trying to have a vacation? So that's where I was when the school kept going. They didn't call off school, but it was over. There was no more school that was happening that day, but we did go to our next class, and it was my English class, and we actually got to have a very good discussion about it. The plane had crashed, or the Pentagon had been hit, and then the other plane had been crashed with all those amazing people that saved, you know, how many lives by sacrificing their own to stop that plane from going any further. All of it had been done, and so the next teacher was very calm. she was very sad, but she was able to explain to seventh graders what truly was happening once the chaos calmed down. And so that's when we fully understand what had happened, and well, what everyone assumed happened, and then of course later became confirmed that it was a terrorist attack. And then we went home, and it was just a very somber, it was like, you know, it felt like you just lost your family. And I'll never forget how together and united the next day was. I actually saw a really cool post about 9/12. Not to forget 9/11, but to also remember how united we were on 9/12.
Right.
We were one big family that day, and that was something that I was like, you know, that you're right. It wasn't about what chicken sandwich we're eating from which fast food restaurant, or who wears what, or what politics that you were. You just knew that our country had been attacked. American flags were being sold out of stock everywhere because everyone was proud to be an American that day. And that's what I remember, and so that's what allows me to smile when there were so many deaths that happened. So that was my experience. Apparently, while I was talking, someone got a little toasty in the sun.
Ooh.
For the record, I tried to do this morning.
I have a routine. I can't just jump into things. I have a routine. So I was actually at the same exact school. We've always gone to school together in the same town, and I was in 6th grade, and I was in art class when it actually happened, and she turned on the TV as well.
Do you remember the teacher's name? I think mine was Schneider.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I can't remember. It was so long ago. And then we transitioned to homeroom. I think everybody did.
I think you're right. It was homeroom. It's just my homeroom was the English
homeroom was
teacher.
kind of just like the safe spot that you go for everybody to regroup and stuff. So I think everybody went to homeroom and watched the rest of it happen on the TV. I had a male teacher, and he was also very frantic, but he was nice, but he was stern. You know, he told us to be quiet so he could figure out what was going on. He could hear any special announcements. We did go on lockdown that day.
Yes, we did.
I remember that. There wasn't any threat or anything. Obviously, we were too far away, but I think just the whole country was in panic, and the teachers just
Well, they didn't know.
Yeah, they wanted to figure out what was going on before parents started rushing in to get their kids and stuff.
Right, because the towers had got hit, but then the Pentagon got hit, and then there was the rogue plane that.
Yeah.
Where's it going? And then is there any more that we're not aware of? So yeah, I think every state was nervous.
Yeah, they had us safe though. We were all safe, and I went home after that, and it was like he said, it was just kind of a somber rest of the evening. My parents explained to me what happened because I was young. I didn't really even know what the trade centers were, and I didn't know how big of a deal it was. So they explained it to me, and we all just kind of sat and prayed and thanked God that we were all safe together as a family, and prayed that nothing else would happen. And like he said, I remember how united everyone was after that, and I think that was probably the best our country has ever been. Besides the tragedies, everybody had the same goal in mind. We were all united. Nobody was arguing, nobody was fighting, and that was really nice. But we've come a long way since then. A lot of things are different now.
Yep.
And it's one of those days that you'll never forget, and I don't want to ever forget it. I want to remember those families and those people that died, and the people that sacrificed themselves, and the families that were left. They had no idea what they were going to wake up to that morning. They had no clue that that was going to be the last time that they kissed their loved ones goodbye or talked to them on the phone. And it's just something that I never want to take for granted and forget.
Yeah, and you know, it's sad that it takes a tragedy to unite a group, but we don't have to have another tragedy. We just need to remember.
Right.
You know, that's all it is. The tragedy happened. So let's just remember those times, like what we're doing right now. So, you know, if you're seeing the stuff on other social media, share it. Keep getting people to remember about it, and we can be united once again. And it's not as bad as it seems to be on TV.
Right.
I hit one of the videos the other day, and I said, just don't watch the news, folks. Just don't do it.
Don't listen to the media. Just don't.
Right. And it's, you know, that has nothing to do with it's fake news, false news, any of that stuff. It's just they're going to build a story. And so usually when you have a story, it's not always it's rarely a positive story. But there is so much positivity out there. YouTube is where you can find a lot of it, and it's amazing. You know, like our little homestead community that's all around here, the Stive Tribe and all the other groups that are out there. That's the positivity, that's the unitedness that's in this country, and it's there. So that's why we say just kind of stay away from the negativity, keep the positivity in your heart, and always push forward with positivity. Never let it out and let any anger in.
The most important thing to remember is that most people are good.
Yes.
And even in tragedies like this, the majority of the people are still good. There's still good communities like this homestead community, YouTube, Facebook, all of the people that we have met and we have joined with you all. You're all good people. No matter what the media says, yes, there's a lot of bad people, but there's more good than there is bad. And don't ever let the media make you think different, because it's just not true.
That's absolutely right. And, you know, there's nothing like a little country life. So if you do need to get away from people, that's why you live out here in the country, because nobody can bother you. You just listen to goats and guineas and chickens and all those loud things. And you're like, would you all be quiet?
And if you can't do that yet, you know, you're not in that situation, then that's why we're here. We hope to provide people with that peace and comfort, and hopefully you'll be there with us one day.
Yeah, and go take you a drive.
Yeah.
Go take you a country road ride. There ain't nothing better than that. That is a good time. Windows down, you know, well, not here, but the weather's trying to cool down, and there's nothing better than a spring or fall, window down, music blaring, or off.
Yeah.
You can't just have music playing. It's either got to be blaring to where you're just singing your little heart out, or completely off because you want to hear the sounds of nature, and just drive through the countryways, and don't get upset at tractors. Let them be. You don't like them, you don't eat.
Yeah.
Right? So just do that if you just want to get away. But if you do have the negativity, I promise you that will bring the positivity back, because it's just lovely. But yeah, you know, we kind of went off there a little bit, but the main topic is to not forget 9/11 and extremely remember 9/12.
Yes.
Remember how united we were as a whole, and that was what's on media. That unitedness is still here. We just need to keep sharing it and voicing that word out and keep spreading it.
Yes.
So, you know, what we want is, we've shared our stories on where we were and what we did, and we want you all to do the same. Go down in the comments on this video, and we want to hear.
Talk to each other, talk to us, and let's just remember this day, where you were.
That's right.
Where everyone else was, your thoughts, your fears, and don't forget to say a prayer for everyone today.
That's right.
Everyone, the whole country, the people that were directly affected, the people that passed, the families that are still left. Don't forget to pray for them today.
Yep, and fly that American flag high and proud. And if you don't have one, think about getting one, because it's a beautiful thing. We have one on our front porch, and I just love seeing it. Wyatt's homeschool. He starts with the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. We love that.
And he sings "My Country 'Tis of Thee."
Yep, "My Country 'Tis of Thee." It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside hearing him sing it. But it makes me proud. It makes me happy to be here. For all of our international folks that do watch, you know, this is a day that is rough for America, but it was something that hit worldwide. Every country has had, unfortunately, a tragedy in some form or fashion. So we pray for you all as well. Wear your colors proud, fly that flag high, be proud of where you're from, be proud of where you live. So this isn't just for America, this is for everyone. It's just, we take a tragic moment to remind ourselves of the goodness and the prideness that we have in where we live and what we do every single day.
That's right.
So I think that's all I got to say.
I think so. Maybe we'll show some clips and some cute animals.
Oh, you want some? Yeah, end it with some animal clips. Always makes things better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna stop talking. So what you'll see is just going to be the animals and hanging out. But God bless you all, and God bless America.
That's right. We love you, and we will talk to you in the comments.
And until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Show 'em just what you're made of, and all your dreams will stand right up. It's all right there, it's ready for the taking. You can snap those chains and be on your way. Guns are blazing, guns blazing. Take your time, it's tried, it's not your fault. Righteousness won't fill your cup, your do's, you don't, just won't add up. But sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. Show 'em just what you're made of, and all your dreams will stand right up. It's all right there, just ready for the taking. You can snap those chains and be on your way. Guns blazing.